I need you to hear me out, just for a minute, because what I'm about to tell you could quite literally save your life, or the life of someone you love. I bet you didn't know that 1 in 4 seniors over the age of 65 will die from something they could have easily prevented. Not a rare disease, not some random accident, but from a habit. A habit that feels so normal, so harmless, you probably don't even think twice about it. I've been a heart surgeon for over 30 years, and let me tell you. I've seen vibrant, wonderful people, strong men, wise women, grandparents, war veterans, retired teachers, come into my operating room full of life, and leave far too soon. And in many of those cases, it wasn't genetics. It wasn't bad luck. It was this one thing they kept doing, every day, without ever realizing how dangerous it truly was. And yes, I'm talking to you. Because if you're over 60, odds are, you're doing it too. And I am begging you, please, stop this one habit before it's too late. Pause, gentle, emotional shift in tone. But listen, it's not all bad news. In fact, I want to tell you something that might surprise you. What if I told you that some seniors, even in their late 70s or 80s, have stronger hearts, sharper minds, and more energy than they did in their 40s? It's true. I've seen it with my own eyes. Patients who reversed years of damage, felt younger, moved better, even got off medications. All from making just one simple change. No pills. No surgery. Just a shift in habit, something you can do starting today, right from your own home. Most doctors won't even bring it up, because the system's not built that way. But I will. Because you deserve to know the truth. And here's the truth that no one's telling you. Over 90% of seniors have never been warned about this. Not because it's a secret, but because our system is focused on treating illness, not preventing it. But new research from places like the Cleveland Clinic and Harvard is finally exposing what we've suspected all along. This one daily habit, the one most older adults do without a second thought, is quietly harming your heart, your brain, and even your bones. And if we don't talk about it now, we'll keep losing more lives that never needed to be lost. So let's break it down together. These are the top 5 habits every senior should know, and the number 1 habit you need to stop immediately if you want to live longer, feel stronger, and protect your independence. Ready? Let's dive in. Alright, here's where we begin. Habit number 5, and it's one of the easiest but most powerful things you can do for your heart, your brain, and your overall health. Start your day with movement. Just 5 minutes. That's it. Not an hour. Not even 20. Just 5. And before you roll your eyes or think, I'm too old for all that, listen to this. A recent study from Yale University found that seniors who moved their bodies within 30 minutes of waking up had nearly 40% better heart rate variability. That might sound like a technical term, but here's what it really means. Your heart becomes more adaptable, more resilient, less likely to give out under stress. And that can be the difference between living well into your 90s, or not making it past your next checkup. You see, when you first wake up, your body's been still for 7, maybe 8 hours. The blood is thicker. The joints are stiff. The heart is slower. And for many seniors, that's when disaster strikes. Heart attacks and strokes. They're more likely to happen in the morning than at any other time of day. So what do? We warm the body up, just like you'd warm up your car on a cold morning. Not by jumping into a full-blown workout, but by gently waking the body up. I'm talking about simple, soft movements. Roll your shoulders. Stretch your arms up overhead while you're still sitting on the bed. March in place for 60 seconds. Or just walk slowly around the house while the coffee brews. The key isn't intensity. The key is consistency. And here's the myth I want to bust right now. You don't need to break a sweat. You don't need dumbbells. You don't need to go to a gym or strain your knees. All you need is your body, a little time, and the willingness to move. When you do that first thing in the morning, something incredible happens. Your circulation improves. Your brain wakes up. Your digestion gets a jump start. Your metabolism kicks in. And here's the best part, it sets the tone for the rest of your day. People who start their mornings this way are more likely to keep moving, eat better, think clearer, and sleep deeper at night. And over time, it's the difference between feeling like you're barely getting through the day and feeling like you're truly living it. So tomorrow morning, before you reach for your phone, before you turn on the news, reach for your body. Give it the movement it craves. It's one of the simplest gifts you can give yourself. And it just might be the one that keeps your heart beating stronger, longer. Now let's talk about something that doesn't get nearly enough attention, but it absolutely should. Habit number 4, prioritize magnesium-rich foods. This one might actually surprise you. Most people think about calcium. Or potassium. Maybe even vitamin D. But magnesium? It's the unsung hero of senior heart health. And yet, most seniors are walking around with low levels and don't even know it. Let me tell you why this matters. Studies show that magnesium can reduce the risk of heart arrhythmias, irregular heartbeats, by up to 50%. That's not a small number. That's life-changing. Arrhythmias may sound like a mild issue, but they can lead to fatigue, shortness of breath, dizziness, and even sudden cardiac arrest. And here's the catch, many of those scary symptoms, they get brushed off as normal aging. Oh, I'm just tired. Oh, my heart skips sometimes. No. It's not just age. It could be your body crying out for magnesium. This mineral helps regulate your heartbeat, calms your nervous system, and reduces inflammation throughout the body, especially in the blood vessels. Think of it like oil in a car engine. Without it, things start grinding, overheating, wearing down. Now, the good news. You don't need pills to get it. Some of the richest sources are right in your kitchen. Spinach. Almonds. Pumpkin seeds. Avocados. Black beans. Even a square or two of dark chocolate has magnesium, and yes, I'm giving you permission to enjoy that. But here's the mistake I see too many people make. They think their multivitamin is enough. It's not. Most multivitamins, even the ones marketed to seniors, barely have enough magnesium to scratch the surface. What you need is targeted sources. That means making magnesium-rich foods a regular part of your week, not just once in a while. Or, if food's a challenge or your appetite is lower, you can talk to your doctor about a quality magnesium supplement. Not all supplements are equal, and too much of the wrong kind can upset your stomach. So always check in with your healthcare provider before adding anything new. But please, don't ignore this. If your heart is skipping beats, if you feel more anxious or restless at night, if your legs cramp or you're having trouble sleeping, those might not just be random annoyances. They might be signs that your body is craving more magnesium. And the best part is, you can start correcting it today. With one meal. One conscious choice. Because when you nourish your body with what it truly needs, you're not just surviving. You're giving yourself a real chance to thrive. Now this next habit might not sound like a heart health tip, but I need you to listen closely. Because it might be the most powerful one on this entire list. Habit number 3, social connection. Yes, really. And before you think, oh, I'm doing fine, or I like my quiet time, hear me out. The research is shocking. A major study found that chronic loneliness, the kind that creeps in slowly, quietly, and stays in the background like a leaky faucet, increases your risk of heart disease as much as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Let that sink in. Not eating junk. Not skipping exercise. Loneliness. Just not having enough meaningful connection. Not having someone to talk to about your day. Not hearing your name spoken with care. That kind of loneliness physically stresses the heart. It raises your cortisol. Increases blood pressure. And over time, it chips away at your vitality. I've seen it happen in patients who did everything else right. They ate well, walked daily, took their meds. But they sat in a quiet house for days, sometimes weeks, without real connection. And their hearts. They struggled. Because the human heart isn't just a pump. It's an emotional organ too. It responds to joy. To love. To laughter. And when those things go missing, the body feels it, deeply. So what can you do? You don't need to throw a party. You don't need to be a social butterfly. But you do need connection. Call an old friend. Text your grandson, even if he doesn't reply right away, he'll smile when he sees your name. Join a walking group, a choir, a book club, even just once a week. Volunteer at the local school or food bank. Or walk next door and check in on that neighbor you haven't spoken to in a while. I promise you, you're not the only one who needs it. Because connection isn't a luxury. It's a lifeline. And your heart? It listens to every conversation. Every laugh. Every hug. Every shared memory. Those aren't just feel-good moments. They're literal medicine for your cardiovascular system. And if it's been a while since you felt that warmth, let today be the day you reach out. One phone call. One hello. One invitation. It might be the healthiest thing you do all week. Because we were never meant to age alone. We were meant to age together. And when we do, our hearts know it. And they beat stronger for it. Now let's move into something that's completely free. No equipment. No pills. No appointments. Just your breath. Habit number 2, breath work or meditation. You might be tempted to skip this one, thinking, that's not really my thing. But I promise you, this may be the simplest tool you're not using. And the results can be life-changing. A Stanford study found that just 10 minutes a day of deep breathing significantly lowered blood pressure in adults over 65. Not just slightly, significantly. And here's why. As we age, our bodies tend to live in what's called fight or flight mode. It's subtle, but it's always running in the background. The shallow breathing. The racing mind. The tense shoulders. And all of that sends a signal to your heart. Stay alert. Stay tight. Stay stressed. But when you take control of your breath, when you slow it down intentionally, you flip the switch. You move into rest and restore mode. That's when the magic happens. Your cortisol drops. Your blood vessels relax. Your heart rate evens out. And suddenly, your body's not working so hard just to get through the day. So how do you do it? Try this simple pattern, called the 4-7-8 breath. It's as easy as it sounds. Inhale slowly through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold that breath gently for 7 seconds. Then exhale through your mouth, soft and steady, for 8 seconds. Do that 4 times in a row, once in the morning, once before bed. And you'll start noticing the difference in just a few days. You'll feel calmer. Your sleep will improve. And your heart will beat just a little more gently. That's the power of breath. And no, you don't need to sit cross-legged on the floor. You can do this while sitting in your favorite chair. In bed. On the porch. Even while waiting for your coffee to brew. There's no perfect way, only your way. The key is just to make space for it. Even when the day feels busy, even when the mind won't slow down. Especially then. Because your breath is always there. It's your built-in reset button. And for seniors, especially those managing stress, blood pressure, or sleep struggles, it can be one of the most powerful habits to reclaim peace, clarity, and control. So try it tonight. Just 4 breaths. Slow. Gentle. Intentional. Your body will thank you. And your heart? It'll feel it immediately. Alright, this is it. The one habit I am begging you to quit. The one that breaks my heart because I see it destroying lives, slowly, silently, and most people have no idea it's doing damage. Sitting. 4 hours. Without a break. I know, it doesn't sound dangerous. But the truth is, even if you go for a walk every single morning, even if you hit your 10,000 steps and eat your leafy greens, if you spend the rest of the day sitting in one spot, on the couch, in your recliner, at the kitchen table, you are still doubling your risk of heart disease. Doubling it. Let me say that again, because it matters. Daily movement does not cancel out long periods of sitting. It's not about just how much you move. It's about how often you interrupt the stillness. Because when you sit for too long, especially as we age, your blood starts to pool in the legs. Your metabolism slows. And your circulation, the very thing your heart depends on, becomes sluggish. And for seniors, that's a dangerous combination. I've had patients who were proud of their morning walk, and rightfully so. But then they'd sit in the same chair from noon until dinner, maybe longer. And over time, they'd experience swelling, blood pressure spikes, even blood clots. And many of them had no warning signs at all. Until it was too late. But here's the good news, you don't need to overhaul your lifestyle. You don't need fancy equipment or an hour at the gym. You just need one simple tool, awareness. Set a timer on your phone, your watch, or even the kitchen egg timer. And every 30 to 60 minutes, just stand up. Walk to the bathroom. Stretch your arms. March in place. Move your legs. Take a lap around the living room or step out onto the porch. That's it. 1 to 2 minutes of movement every hour. And you've just protected your heart, your brain, and your circulation. I can't tell you how many lives this one change could save. And yet, it's so often brushed off. Because of one common myth. I exercise today. I'm good. But no, it's not enough. Our bodies weren't designed to move once, then be still all day. They were designed for rhythmic, regular movement. Like tides. Like breath. Like a beating heart. That's how we stay alive, and how we stay well. So please, if you hear nothing else in this video, hear this. Don't go still for too long. Not anymore. Not after today. You don't have to run a marathon. You don't have to sweat. But you do need to move, consistently. Because that one habit, sitting for hours without a break, is stealing your strength. Silently aging your heart. And it's completely within your power to change. Right now. So stand up. Roll your shoulders. Take a lap. Your heart will feel it. And your future self will thank you for it. So if you're serious about protecting your heart, if you want more energy to play with your grandkids, more strength to carry your own groceries, more clarity to remember the names and moments that matter most, then today is the day. Don't wait. Don't tell yourself, maybe next week. Because your heart is listening now. Your body is ready now. You don't have to change everything at once. Just start with one of the 5. Maybe it's standing up every 30 minutes. Maybe it's a quick walk right after you wake up. Or just a few deep breaths before bed tonight. Each one is powerful on its own. But together, these habits are like bricks in a foundation. A stronger heart, sharper mind, longer life. And yes, especially. Please, stop the sitting. It's so simple, but it's so important. Stand up, stretch, breathe, connect. Choose movement. Choose life. Because every heartbeat you protect today is a gift to your tomorrow. You've got one heart. Just one. And every single heartbeat is a second chance. A chance to move. To heal. To reconnect. To change, even just a little. I've seen it firsthand. Seniors in their 70s, 80s, even 90s, doing things doctors told them they'd never do again. Getting off medications. Dancing again. Laughing deeper. Living stronger. Not because of miracles. But because they chose the little things. A walk in the morning. A deep breath in stillness. A phone call to an old friend. And the courage to stop doing the things that were slowly wearing them down. Like sitting for hours, without a break. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to overhaul your life overnight. You just have to care enough to start. So let me ask you something. Which of these habits surprised you the most? Was it the power of magnesium-rich foods? The hidden danger of sitting? Or maybe, just how powerful a deep breath can be? Let me know in the comments. I read them all, and I truly love hearing from you. And while you're there, tell me this too. Do you know someone who's thriving in their 80s or 90s? Someone whose story deserves to be told? Share it below. Because this community, this space, it's about more than health tips. It's about reminding each other what's still possible. And if you want more of that, more hope, more strength, more real, practical tools to keep your body and brain thriving, then hit that subscribe button. Join us here at Thriving Age Tip. Thousands of seniors just like you are choosing to live better. Not just longer. And you belong right there with us. Your age? That's just a number. But your habits? Your habits are your power. And your next step toward thriving could be just one heartbeat away.